All right, welcome to the video. Today is a little bit of a different video because I'm going to be going on a work trip, and so I thought I would bring you along and show you a little bit about how I travel as a runner. All right, so here's the deal. It is winter, so how I travel and run in the winter is different than how I travel and run during the summer. During the summer, I typically run outdoors. So I'm typically looking ahead of time for a couple different routes, parks, trails, things like that ahead of time. But in the winter, I typically just rely on treadmills because it's just a lot to pack and worry about in terms of temperature and weather, all that kind of stuff. So I'll look ahead. If the weather is going to be decent, then I'll go ahead and try and do outdoors. But I typically rely on treadmills a little bit more than in the summer. The summer, I'm definitely always trying to get outdoors as much as possible. So on this one, I'm going to be on treadmills most likely because one, it's a very fast turnaround, so I don't have very much time, and two, it's going to be cold where I'm going, and so it's just easier for me to rely on hotel treadmills or go to the gym. So I'll show you a little bit about how I pack. So what I do here is I typically, on one side of my bed, I put out all of my running gear. So we've got G1M Sport, G1M Sport Plus. In the winter, when I'm doing treadmill, I'll do a shaker bottle. In the summer, when I'm doing outdoors, I'll do this kind of a bottle where I can carry it on my belt, or I'll take one of these where I can put a water bottle inside. So I'll take this just like that, and then I'll buy a disposable water bottle and take a water bottle with some G1M Sport inside. I got my headphones. I've got 2 shirts, 2 shorts, because again, this is just an overnight, so I got 2 days. I've got 2 socks, running shoes. Obviously, when I pack these, I'm gonna put my socks inside of here. And then I put all my work stuff here. So I've got my Fabletics pants here, as well as my Fabletics running shorts. So again, that's one thing I love about Fabletics, is they've got great gear for both running, working out, and professional type gear as well. So again, if you're interested in Fabletics, check out the link in my bio or in the description. And then over here, I have a third pile where I've got all my work stuff. Computer, Remarkable, journal, planner, voice recorder, because I record all of my meetings, Bible, extra book. I always try and take thank you notes to write on the airplane. It's a little tip. I like to spend some time writing thank you notes while I'm flying, and I typically try to write one on the way home to the people that I just met with and send them immediately upon getting home. Got my headphones and chargers. That's one of the big things, is always pack your chargers. I forget those all the time. All right, it is 5 a.m. We made it to the airport and heading in to get all checked in, get some food, and head out to the gates. All right, just landed in Philadelphia, headed to the car rental place, and then we're gonna head to our first set of meetings. All right, so we got the car. Now we're headed into Bear, Delaware for our first meetings, which will be a lunch meeting, and then I'm gonna go back to hotel, probably get a run in between that and my dinner appointment tonight. If not, then I will do my run this evening after my dinner appointment. I'm here in Chesapeake, Maryland, which is my 3rd state for the day. My meetings this afternoon went a little bit longer than expected, which is just fine. They were great, super helpful, but it means I didn't get a run in today so far, but I'm heading into dinner, and then I'm gonna head back to the hotel and hopefully get a run in tonight. So in one day, went to Pennsylvania, Maryland, and Delaware, all in one day. Pretty fun little trip through all these states right here, so pretty fun. So head back to the hotel, gonna hopefully get in about 8 miles and then go to bed. There's supposed to be a pretty good snowstorm coming in tonight, So there is a slight chance we may not be able to have service tomorrow. All right, so there might be a chance of snow tonight, but here's a little tip that I had to learn moving to Oklahoma, is when there's a chance of snow, it might be icy as well, so put your windshield wipers up because they'll freeze in place. But if you lift them up, then they're not frozen. You can drop them down and put some water on your windshield and use them to get the ice off or snow off, whatever might be on there in the morning. Well, all right, so we got into the hotel room and I gotta mix up some G1M Sport here, change and get on the treadmill, get about an hour in, hopefully about 8 miles tonight, and then we'll wake up tomorrow and do the same, try to get about 8 in the morning as well, and that'll get me into about 51 miles for the week. So that's the goal.
You're gonna pedal up around 2 minutes in, and then go for a couple of speed accelerations. Nothing but feel good energy running through the body today. Sing it loud, sing it proud, let's go.
Just finished up 2 different sessions on the Peloton. The first one was a 30-minute, and the second one was a 45-minute class. Pretty fun to switch out a run for a bike, especially on a Peloton, because it's a class version, so it's pretty fun. Typically, it's about 3 to 4 miles on the bike is equal to a mile of running. But what you're really trying to look for is really about more like time on feet. So how long is the workout, and staying in kind of a zone 2 type effort, if that's what you're trying to accomplish, which is what I was today, just easy pace miles. So about 8 miles equivalent here in about an hour and 15 minutes on the bike. So it was a good workout. Gonna go back to the room and get ready for bed. All right, so I'm back in the hotel room and looking through the snack bag that the church gave me, and I found a couple good things here for the night. So some Boom Chicka Pop popcorn, a Kind bar, and some muscle milk protein. So typically when I'm on the road, I'll just buy protein shakes, or I'll go to like a tropical smoothie, Smoothie King, something like that, to get my daily smoothies in. And then there's a water they gave me with some liquid IV inside. So good little post-workout protein and snacks before we hit the bed. So, all right guys, we'll see you in the morning, bright and early. All right, good morning everybody. It is 6:50 right now, and let's look outside to see what's going on. This place is absolutely covered in snow. So they canceled the first service, which is 9 a.m. And so that means I've got a little bit extra time here at the hotel. And then we'll be heading over for the 10:30 service this morning. But there is a ton of snow out here this morning. This is crazy. Again, like I said, in the winter, I typically just plan for a lot of treadmill stuff, because again, this is the kind of stuff that makes it kind of fun when you live someplace, but on the road, it's a little bit tough to plan for. So again, this is beautiful, exciting, but just plan for treadmill, or if you get a little bonus with the Peloton like I did last night, and maybe this morning, we'll see, but sometimes it's fun. All right, help me out here. So sometimes when I'm leaving a hotel room, I question, should I leave the powder and just let them wonder. Let me know in the comments. All right, so last night, talked about the windshield, putting the wipers up. Boom, it worked. Let's see if they help clear off the snow this morning. It's a lot of snow. All right, so after church, went to lunch, had some meetings there, and while we were there, my flights out of Philadelphia basically got canceled. They were delayed so much that I was gonna miss my flight, connection flight, so I had to reroute from Philadelphia to Baltimore airport. So I am now cruising through Baltimore.
Continue on East Baltimore Street for 2 miles.
Trying to check out and see what's going on here in Baltimore. So I'm gonna go to the stadium, obviously, and then also check out a place called the Inner Harbor. All right, so we made it to the Baltimore airport, dropped off the car, heading over to the shuttle to get to the airport itself. Baltimore, super industrial. Would love to have more time to go check out the harbor area, that kind of stuff. I'm sure that area is pretty darn cool, but got to see the stadiums and drive around a little bit, get a feel for it. All right, we made it to Dallas. Here for a few minutes as we connect to our flight to Oklahoma City. Got a little Smoothie King. All right, 11:57, and we just got back to the OKC airport. Should be home about 12:30 or so. Great trip.